Hello, I'm Damaris Paredes and I'm a visual artist from Peru. I studied in the School of Fine Arts in my country and I currently reside in the US. The techniques I use are traditional and digital media, and the works I mostly do involve drawings and paintings ranging in the figurative spectrum, involving human and animal anatomy, and settle in surreal or oniric scenarios. I've been involved in outside from exhibitions, teaching and illustration. The former would comprehend drawing, painting, and comics and manga classes, mostly with children, which I really enjoy. That will be my preferred age group to teach, since I am attracted to their energy and curiosity, which kind of resonates with myself. And the latter, illustration, includes work for stories and manga style comics, which I feel more fond of, having myself drawn panels style stories since I was a kid. I later got more immersed in what could be one of my biggest influences, manga, seinen to be precise. As many of us, we started mimicking on paper our favorite characters from TV or from books, and that would enable us to later find a personal style. In my case, I believe to have a more realistic one, like style, since discovering and enticing with seinen manga, Japanese comic manga, a genre that is aimed for mature audiences. Therefore, having a more complex or elaborate storylines, as well as many times a more prolific, original, and realistic art style, drizzle if necessary, with a dash of explicit content. Then when it comes to my influences in manga, I would say Takehiko Inoue, author of Vagabond and Slam Dunk; Kentaro Miura, author of Berserk; Hiro Yaoku, Gans author; Suehiro Maruo, he made different stories, like Midori. They would be my influences when it comes to comic layout, paneling, and style. Aside from them, there has been other artists that had and still are shaping my style and overall enriching my themes. For instance, Gustave Doré was an illustrator of Divine Comedy, Paradise Lost. Then I also like Caravaggio and the chiaroscuro painters, which is a technique that is characterized in high contrast compositions, very dramatic. That's one of the things I try to put in my artworks, add that dramatic look, emotions that are portrayed not only with the face, but also emotion portrayed through the hands, the feet, the body movements, and the pose. Then El Greco will be there, Baroque paintings. I really like ecclesiastic and tenebristic paintings with like those catatonic glassy glazes that drift in the heavens. They were asking for mercy to some omnipotent deity. When it comes to my country, I like this syncretic melting pot of Peruvian viceroy works that makes a kind of like a forcefully introduced religious dogma with elements of their ancestral beliefs. Like there's a combination between two beliefs in those type of paintings. These were people that had a belief before the conquest, and after the Spaniards came, these natives, they were forced to leave behind their beliefs, and they were basically forced to draw what the conquistadores pushed on them to believe, but they would still hide their beliefs, their deities within these paintings. So other people would go to adore these saints, but really they were adoring like the elements that they would really believe on, like the sun, the moon, things like that. And I like that syncretism with that style. And well, you have artists such as Edmund Dulac and Chagall. He is also one of my great influences, even though his style is not canonical, figurative per se. It's more like naive art, but I like the way he works with the expressions. The combination of the colors, the topics are very romantic. I think it's just not a nice painting. It also has content. It transmits some emotion. In his case, like there's a romanticism that I associate his paintings with. And I also like Phil Hale. He is a contemporary painter, and I like his series of like a guy with a robot like fighting in the sky, because I that's also one of the themes I like working on, like people that are flying and gravity people that are in the skies, because I associate that with like freedom also, like of movement, not only of like just having the liberty, but movement. You can express, you can be free and express your emotions like that. And it works really well when you're into like anatomy, because you can just like do these things that like just standing on the ground might not give you. So that's what I like. That's one of the things why I like artworks that lack gravity. Another one would be the Shunga prints, which belong to like Japanese art, and they're characterized by these prints that have an erotic connotation, and I really like them because it also shows the body in just like this sort of very dynamic positions. The patterns, it's just so beautifully executed. It looks as if they were like flying, poetic, some of them at least. I'm going to talk about my experience here. So when I came to this country, I was willing to leave behind my art career as a job option, because I was prioritizing getting a job that is close enough to my place, so I don't have a car. It's just like I moved to a place that I didn't have any relatives around. Like my family, they live in a different state, so I just wanted to like settle down and I wasn't really aiming for like having a job that was strictly like art. Just I wanted to work. Well, maybe kind of drove away from what I've studied. Plus, I was in a sort of disagreement with the institutionalized art establishment. But I realized this is what I've been doing for years. Like I've been painting and drawing for years, and it's not for nothing, right? That you've been doing this for such a long time, and it shouldn't be. And I've been told it's something I'm really good at. Like, I'm surely humble, but that's why I'm saying I've been told that I shouldn't just do something for the sake of my immediate economical reward. We shouldn't, for instance, flip burgers and think this is it and just limit to wonder what could I have done with my actual real but hidden skill, and just stay there in a somewhat comfort zone. And then time goes by and you never know because you didn't really try enough. We have to release that potential and show the world needs our unique gifts. Don't leave them inside you. It's not worth it. And that's my advice. I believe I'm a good fit for this company because I am an organized, polite, detail-oriented person who values professionalism and is always willing to learn and take advice in order to improve, not only as an artist, but as a person. Thank you.